I'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Hi, Rob. I asked some people over there.
John, do I need to make that? Okay, I need to do a notification addition. I had posted what we were going to hear under the executive topic as 2D, which was incorrect. We're actually going to hear ORS 192.6602.
The time is 7
to consider
p.m.
the employment of
The
a public
date is
officer,
November
employee,
9th,
staff member, or
2023, and this
individual
regular
agent. Thank you for
council
allowing me to
meeting
make
is
that
called to
correction.
order.
I will do roll call. Councilman Harvey.
Or
Councilman Ramon.
Roger, that's going to
Here.
be your job.
Councilman Gregory. Do you want to do it, or you want me to show you?
Here.
Councilman Gonzalez, I got to call your name. Councilman Ladd.
Here.
Okay, Councilman
having
Ladd. Done that. Number
Here.
4 here, receive the
Councilman
recommendation
Gonzalez.
of the hiring committee
Councilman
for the
Harvey.
city recorder accounting
Here.
technician. I'll turn that
Councilman,
over to you, Michael. You're
Ramon.
the chair.
Here.
Councilman Gregory.
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Here.
I'm Mayor
Yes,
Gillen,
the
and I'm
council did
also
come to
present this evening.
the hiring, not the hiring, but the,
Also, we forgot to put it on here, but we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. Can everybody please stand?
our recommendation from our committee came to Roger Brown, which he's here in the audience now. Thank you for showing up.
So, do we need a motion to go ahead and proceed with that, John? A motion to, no, not yet, but to move into executive, that would come later. I'm going to move to public comment. This is a business meeting of the City Council. The city values and welcomes public input on matters of city concern.
All right,
Please
that being
address the
said,
council
I'm going to
as
go ahead
a
and have
whole
John
rather than an
discontinue
individual
the Zoom.
council
Now
member
turn
or
that
city
off.
staff. And we're going to clear the
Council
room.
action on items
Except
brought
for
up
the
in the
applicant
public
and the
comment is limited
council
by
and
the
our city
Oregon
manager pro tem. Public meeting law. The council may direct staff to study the matter and reschedule for further consideration at a later date. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes per person with an optional 2 minutes for council questions and answers. If you wish to address the council, please come forward to the podium and identify yourself for the record. At this time, I'd also like to say that
The time is
if
6:01
anybody feels
p.m. and the
disparaged
date is
at all,
Thursday,
whether it be
October
people in the
5th.
gallery,
is it the
citizens,
6th?
staff, or otherwise,
The
you are
5th,
welcome to get up and leave the room until the public
2023,
comment is
and
done.
we are going to call
Raise
this
your hand on the
workshop
way out
meeting
if you'd
to
like me to
order.
call you back in when
Can
it's,
we
when
stand for the Pledge of
speaker is done.
Allegiance?
Okay, everybody clear? Good. So with that, I'll ask if anyone has a public comment to please come forward. The time is 5:19
You're gonna have to
p.m.
push
The
the
date
mic when you
is,
speak. You say your
Monday,
name and
October
address
16th,
for the record.
2023, and I am now calling
My name
an
is Jeremy
executive
Krupp. I live
session
in
to
I'm going to
order
do
under
roll call.
ORS,
It's down
Councilman
off
Ladd,
First and Alder,
2.640,
dead
public
end there.
notice was
Councilman
given.
Gonzalez is
And
not
the
here.
I'm here
topic
to address
tonight
the,
and is, I
notice
didn't
that
get a
we
phone
got
call,
under
so it's not excused
ORS
if he doesn't, but we'll wait
Combine the 3 vacant lots
to
across from
Councilman
my house,
Gregory. I have to
total
back up,
Here.
I'm sorry. Councilman Ramon,
20,459 square feet. Which is
Councilman
a little under
Harvey.
half acre. And they want to combine
I'm Mayor
those 3
Gillen,
lots
and
to put
welcome
an
everybody.
8-plex apartment building in that lot.
I would like to take a second
Excuse me
and
here.
thank Doug Lamphere for
Here.
doing our recording
There will
for
be a
us. I
public hearing
appreciate
on
that.
this.
So
having
we're here
technical
to hear,
difficulties.
well,
The topic
second,
under
first, it's
executive
backup, and I
ORS
appreciate
I have
that.
the
Thank you.
public hearing notice here. Is there
With
different
that,
time
we're
that I
going to
should
move
be
to our
here?
agenda item
Time
number
of
4,
officer
discussion of a
coming up
proposed
later on.
ordinance and code
Individual
enforcement
agent.
oversight
And
committee.
then also,
This was
you should know
Councilman
in your
Harvey's
formula say
ask,
that
so
it's
I'm
being
going to
delayed
turn the
until
floor
the
over to
December
him.
meeting.
So I should come back in December?
Exactly.
No problem. Do you know which date in
Okay,
December?
let me get
Is it the
this
second Thursday?
I
First Thursday.
thought about this
First
for a
Thursday.
long time, and I thought that this would be something that would be good for our
I didn't
community.
know when you started speaking, I
And it
did
would
not
also
know.
take some of the load
that
off
this
the
was
police
hearing.
department,
We don't know that ahead of time.
making them
So
the bad
I'm already
guys.
going to
And
say
so
that
Please, yeah, let's not
At
talk
this
about it
time,
until then.
I will.
I
quit
wanna start a
commenting at this
committee
moment
that's gonna
then, and
be-
We'll be seeing you here in about 3 or 4
consist of
weeks.
3
Thank you for
members
coming, Jeremy.
and a chairperson.
Sorry.
And they will take all the complaints, ordinance complaints. There will be some that they won't be able to do because there are things that it needs the attention of the police right away, so those will have to be taken care of. But they'll take care of anything that's
With that, is there
gonna
anyone
be
else that has public comment?
just somebody making a complaint maybe against their neighbor or their
Hey,
dogs,
not hearing any,
whatever.
we'll move on this
They
evening.
will look it over, and they will deal with it as a committee before it goes to the police department to do
We'll
any
move to the
action
consent
as
calendar,
far as
the
writing,
approval of minutes.
warnings or tickets.
October 5th, 2023, regular session, October
If anybody has any questions,
work
from the
session,
council
October 12th,
or
special
John,
session, October
they can go ahead
16th,
now and ask their
2023,
questions.
special session. And B, our bills list for September. Council, do you
One of
want
the
to
things we'd like
discuss
to do
this?
is to get clarity out of the council on the kind of things that go to the committee or don't go to
Any
the committee.
questions?
In a little more detail. Like, for instance, I would imagine.
I'd like to
if we
comment
get
that
a
I like
noise
the way the
complaint,
bills list
obviously
looks.
that's not gonna go to the
It's a
committee,
little
'cause
bit
that's a
different.
contemporaneous thing the police department needs to deal with.
Very detailed. Is that a
But
Roger thing?
person who is complaining
Thank
about
you,
a neighbor
sir.
building a fence that definitely doesn't
Well,
meet
then,
code is the
if
kind of
there's
thing that would
no
go
other
to the
discussion,
committee.
I'd like to make a motion
And we'll try to
to
resolve that. Chief,
approve
you
the
have,
consent calendar.
anything you want to add to it, the questions
We
you
have the motion. Is there a
so that-
second?
Anything else you can think of?
Councilman Gonzalez, for the record, second that. Is there any more discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor, say aye.
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 The time
That's
is
unanimous. The ayes
5:43, and
have
we're
it.
going to
The motion
re-enter
carries. So
the
moved.
council special session of October 16th,
Then we have committee
2023. reports. I'm not sure that there aren't with that.
any.
Does anybody have one?
I'll move to
Okay,
action
moving
item
on.
to
We have a
approve and hire
presentation on
city
the new
recorder,
city
accountant,
website, and with that,
technician.
I'll turn it over to you, John
And
Morgan, city
Michael,
manager
you
pro
have the
tem.
new motion written.
Those type of things. It puts us in kind of like a building inspector, but I know the city is small and many small cities.
See the prototype of our new website. Just real briefly here, so you know what's going on. We are ready to go live with this, but I wanted the council to see it first to see if you have any comments about that. Obviously, this really nice photograph, aerial
Shall I redo
photograph
the
with Mount Hood in the
motion?
background, the city in the foreground.
Okay.
Things are laid out in a much
like to make a
cleaner
motion
way than they
to approve
were
the
in the
hiring
prior
Roger Brown
or our current
as the city
website.
recorder, accountant, technician.
We can
for the city
easily add drop-down items here
have a pay rate
and
of
more of these
$72,800 a year.
sort of
And have a contract written.
destinations
prior
people
to
can
the
go.
90 days.
In fact, I will just kind of look here a little bit about some of this stuff, upcoming events. The whole system
the
is
90 days, excuse me.
substantially easier to manage.
the motion,
The
Matt.
one that we have is a pain to manage.
I hear a motion
This one
and a
is
second.
substantially easier.
Is there any further
It's gonna save a
discussion?
lot of time, but even more so, it means we're going to be able to do a lot more with
Any?
the website.
I will take a roll call. Councilman
Agendas and
Harvey.
minutes, this is kind of interesting the way
Yes.
this one is
Councilman
set up.
Gonzalez.
Let's see if we can pull this up here.
Councilman Ladd.
It's not
Yes.
cooperating the
Council
way I
President
want.
Michael Gregory.
Aye.
Anyway, you can
Councilman,
search for
Joel
agenda. Oh, there
Ramon.
it is. You
Yes.
put a start date and end
The
date.
ayes have it,
The
and
board that you
unanimous.
want to see, like city council.
The motion carries.
and
So
it'll bring
moved.
up
On the
all
graffiti
meetings
thing,
at
that's
that
also a
time.
crime.
And
So I
it's
think the
gonna be able to
crime
have agendas,
outweighs
the agenda packets,
the
and we'll have a
ordinance
link on here also
violation.
to the
I think
minutes
that
of
it's
those
an actual crime, is it
meetings, as
not?
well as the recordings, and much easier to find anything than it is today on this kind of thing. And then the one other thing I would like to show you, I think that's pretty cool. Where did it go? I think and our city attorney.
The time is 5:46 PM, and this meeting's adjourned.
Anyway, it has an automatic translator. So we can translate, or an individual can translate the website to either Spanish or Russian almost instantly. On everything on here, it'll be translated. That's courtesy of Google Translate. Oh, it's down at the bottom. Oh, here. Found it.
Fence or on their personal property, of how we would follow this.
We can go Italian. Let's see, where, right there, Spanish. And look at there, how fast that is. So that's pretty user-friendly for our community. So I'd appreciate any comments that you might have or ideas. If not, we're gonna just be ready to publish this real soon and get it online, replacing our old website.
Well, that's the format that we're going to use, but are they going to be able to upload things for our conveniences?
Okay, I think these are all
like
real
cost things,
concerns.
like
Was that
permits,
it
how
on
much they
that?
cost,
But
how much
I think
public
that's
records
something that
requests
if we
cost?
decide to
'Cause
go with
there's
this,
fees
that
on
could
all
be
that. Is
set
that
somewhere
later
in there?
and discussed?
It
John?
will be. You know, so we
Okay,
haven't
well,
populated
number
this
one,
with everything that
if
we
there's
can
an angry dog out there, that's automatic. I mean, you have to
buy off
respond to
of
that.
this
You can't not
format
do
that's
it.
designed.
That wouldn't be something that would go to us.
So tonight is
And
not
as far as the
very
graffiti goes, that we just had some.
We will be able to
And
easily
Kyle and the
add
boys took care of it real
fee
quick.
schedule,
And I don't see that
those
to
kind of
be
things, so
too
it'll be
big of a
very
problem unless
accessible for a
there was,
person to find.
you know, the whole town got graffitied at one time or something. And I think that it could possibly just be turned over to them from the committee. It could go to committee and then go back to them, and they would go take care of it. Or if it was called in and you happen to answer the phone, you could make Public Works aware of it, and they could take care of it. And so, no,
but there's
the
other
thing I'm talking about are
so far, I'm the only one
the
that's
complaints
touched
of
it. It's
safe
here, and I
fences
know
or
Roger will have access
whatever,
to it.
dogs barking, that kind of stuff.
Well, with
That will
that
go
being
to the
said, Roger, how do
committee.
you feel about
The committee
it?
will look it over
I think
and
it
then
looks
deal with
good,
it from that point on.
as
And
an
until
adjunct to this,
there's
phase
no,
that I talked with.
they can come to no resolution,
Company
then it
that
will
does
go
our transport
to the police
for
department for
people
action.
payments.
So,
We'll be able to add a portal.
And I think those guidelines could be set down the road. I'm
tickets,
reading this thing
and
here,
just
and I
about
say that
anything
they
else
say they're in
that
fear of
they want to do
intimidating
that for
herself.
free.
Well,
Because we're
that's an automatic. I think that's common
That is
sense. That
awesome.
wouldn't
So
be
will
something
they
that the
just-
committee
they're
would
doing it
happen if
because
there's
they're going to go ahead and
intimidation.
make
I think it
finances
would
off of it,
definitely
right?
go right to the police.
Well,
that's a
for
good
that.
research.
Does
Thank
that
you.
make sense?
I see this as this person's afraid,
Just
in
like
fear
they
of
do,
something.
here from the office.
That's, for me, is a
Be on
no-brainer.
transaction by transaction basis.
That's really good.
The letter that came from Laura Bennett. Yeah. Let me speak to it
Yeah.
a little bit. 'Cause she raises
Are
a
they gonna
number
be
of
able
issues.
to
And it's great. This
email
came in
the
the mail
council
today. So
off
it's a
of the
great
website?
example.
I don't see anything on the council members.
No,
it's not there yet. Well, yeah, the
in here
council
she
member-
raises the issue of a gang symbol, which is graffiti. So we have an ordinance already that deals with that. But she also talks about the fact that the neighbor's
council
fence has a huge hole in it
and,
where it was hit by a
for
car.
instance,
And she believes
there he
there's
is.
two things here. One
Email.
is that must
There you go.
violate. Well, actually, it's kind of one thing.
Perfect.
She talks about the fact that there's a hole in the fence with exposed metal, making it dangerous, and thinking that must be in violation of city code. Well, it's not in violation of any code. We don't have any code.
John, you have the floor.
Over fence
Mike,
material
my question is
or anything like
so
that.
you say we're gonna start this
This is really a
immediately.
civil
Like,
matter.
how
If
long
someone happens to
before-
run into
Within
that
a couple
fence and
weeks.
gets a
Okay.
cut, that's between she or whoever hits it and this owner.
Looks good.
But in fact, that's one reason that
Upcoming
the-
events like
the
4th of
draft
July, the city
resolution
cleanup.
says
I see there's
the
a
committee
tab
will
for it.
deal with things that are likely violations.
And,
And in that case, I'd say it's not a likely violation. I just want to be clear about it. On the other hand, we don't want the committee probably to get into
on that one.
Christmas
mediation
parade.
role
right,
when
all
there
those
isn't
Okay.
a code violation.
We can
over
also
which
have
they
news.
have some authority.
You know, if
Not-
start
we
doing
don't want them to
like
get into
news
neighbor-to-neighbor
clippings
disputes.
for city
I would
business, that
think.
kind of thing. Be able to have that on there.
And
Volunteers for the 4th of July
Did
Did I say 4th of July committee members, please?
You know, and she's talking about homeless people
So
and a number
one
of
more
things,
thing, so we'll be able
in
to put
here
things
that are
up like,
just not matters that
we'll have like
we deal with.
really good graphics when we couldn't drink water and we
The only
needed
thing
to
I
put the
saw
message
that we
out,
do deal with was this person's in fear
will
of
this, we have a
intimidation because of
poster
the
board
gang
for that?
sign. The other stuff I concur with you
Yeah,
on
it's
that.
much easier to do
I think whoever is put in charge of this would need to be able to understand ordinances and the law.
Okay.
And if not,
So
then they would
once
need
this
to
goes,
come,
we should
maybe
really
you,
put it
or
in the
what- or
paper
you,
and get it advertised.
and be able to
hope
get
so.
that information
One-
before
one
they
other
act.
thing, it's a slightly I separate.
wanna
but it
point
actually
out
kinda goes
that
with this. We
the way
discovered, of course, during the
this
boil water
is
advisory that we
drafted,
didn't have an easy
it,
way to get the word out to our citizens.
The person that has the responsibility
Other
for
than
it is the
shoe
city
leather.
manager
Thank you, John.
designee, which you may want to change all that, but I put it that way.
The
That's in the
There's a
charter,
module that
that
we're
you are
working
to
with them on,
administer
hoping to get it implemented
ordinances
where we
and such,
can
so actually,
actually do notices
that's the way, just a moment.
to our citizens where we can send text messages.
Yeah, it was really the
Like
question,
the
who's
school
going to
does.
staff the committee?
Yeah, the school,
basically?
yeah, exactly.
And,
Very similar to that.
Oh, in fact, what it says in here is
No.
the police department will provide necessary staff services
Okay,
to
with
the
that-
committee.
That
I
would be
will take
telling
your-
us, is it a
this is your
violation or
blessing
not?
for something
The
like that.
informational.
Yeah, but often it's not the police department that makes that
appreciate those
call,
comments
because
and
much
ideas.
of this
I hope
is
I
our
can answer
development
those
code. It's
questions
in
positively,
zoning,
because I think there was some
the
positive
fences
answers
and
for
all
everybody.
that stuff. So.
Thanks for the presentation. Council, do I need to do a motion or consensus on this?
Historically, when these things came in, it turned out.
Okay,
that
can I
Denise
get a
Dahlberg
consensus that it's
basically
okay to
was
move
the,
ahead?
The person that took in the.
Okay, it's all in
took
favor.
in
You got your
the,
consensus to move
complaints
forward,
and then
please.
farmed
Thank
them
you.
out to the appropriate party, be it our city planner, be it Kyle, be it
Now we're going to
Mark,
move to number 7, which
whoever
was
the
public
appropriate
hearing,
person
and I'm going to
look
turn
at
that over to
So,
John
and
Morgan.
we've had multiple drafts
Chair,
of
would you
this. So the
please,
one
or
that's in
Madam
the
Mayor,
council packet
open
was
the
an
public
earlier
hearing,
draft,
if you
and
would,
it's been
please.
updated a couple times since this.
The
one.
time is
And so
7:15
it
PM. The
says
date
in
is
the
November
latest
9th,
one, it's city manager or
2023,
designee
and the
is the
public
person that
hearing
would
is
actually
called
staff the committee.
to order.
Thank
No,
you.
I think
The
it's appointment by
applicant
council
has
is the way the
indicated
charter
a
reads, that it
desire
can be
to
done.
hold
By
the
council
hearing over
consent, they
until your
can
December
do that.
meeting. They have
That's
additional
not the one that
information
I
they need to
read.
prepare in order
That
to
doesn't
make a
say
good
that. It
presentation,
says that
and so they asked for
the, actually, the
it's not really an
mayor,
ask,
you
but
staff
they have the
what? What are we
authority
staffing here?
law To hold it over, so they
It's
are
the person,
holding
it's the
it
person
over
on
until the
staff who
December
would
meeting.
provide staff support to
In
the
other words, we
committee.
don't want to receive any testimony tonight at all.
Yeah, no, it's the person on staff.
Okay, with that,
I'm gonna
agree with
I
you, John,
will-
because 33-E3 of the charter, administer and enforce, city manager.
With that, I will remind
administers and
everyone what
enforces
you
all
did
city
here. This is
ordinances, resolutions,
quasi-judicial.
franchise
New
leases,
council, if you're not
contracts,
sure what
permits, and
that
other
is,
city
please
decisions.
see me and
then
I'll
I could point you to
instruct you. It
13.1,
means that we do not
where
give
you would be able
conversations
to
to our
talk
neighbors
me
or
about
each other
going
or
to the
anybody
attorneys for
about
permission to talk.
what
I mean,
it
it goes
is.
like a trail. You have to
Usually
kind
we
of
don't
follow
know
it.
until it gets here.
But
So,
staff support, if you do, you're going to have to recuse,
that's
which I'll go
any
over those
committee,
rules
even
with you.
parks, we're
So
supposed to
everybody be
have it.
aware of that.
It's kinda
And with
typical,
that,
isn't
I will
it?
move to continue
Yeah, and
this to
usually
the
it's the
December
city
meeting.
administrator or city manager's responsibility to basically assign that staff. So I didn't want to have anything
Mayor,
in
do we have
this
to close
that
the meeting?
force the police department to
No,
be
I just
staff. one, 'cause I
continued
really
it.
don't think that's appropriate.
That's correct,
Well,
right?
I don't know about that, but I think in some cases they may need to be, but,
This is a,
do you have a copy of the latest?
so it's continued till December 9th. Is that correct, Ed? Thank you. Does our police department not want to be a part of this? New business, deliberation and decision
So I
on
think
site
staff support
development
should be a
review,
collaborative
number
effort.
SDR
It will. That's why it just says the city
2023-02.
manager or
Applicant requests
designee,
approval to develop a
which leaves the
two-story
flexibility there for
multifamily
that
development
kind of
with
collaborative
8
staff support
apartment
for it.
units, parking lot. Do I? No?
This is the matter that was also the public hearing. So we want to hold this one over as well.
Okay. Scratch that. Okay, well, I didn't know really what it was. I didn't pay attention, sorry.
The date is December the 9th, is December the 7th, is the first Thursday of the month.
Oh, okay, I'll go back. No, you're fine. Thank you. I'll go back and I will continue that to December 7th, 2023. And with that, we're going to scratch number 9, since that was a part of. And I'll move to staff reports. Lieutenant West, you're up. That's a
Thank you, Mayor.
collaborative
It's,
effort and your guidance.
October 2023 council report would be for calls to service.
Did you say you had a copy of that?
Our CAD reports, so the calls that came in our dispatch were 140. We had 6 arrests, 17 traffic offenses, 13 traffic written warnings, 6 assist agencies outside city limits, and 9 assist agencies inside city limits. I'd like to notice Student Success Officer Carlos Camacho. He's been doing an excellent job at the Jervis, as the Jervis Student Success Officer. He has also became the head boys soccer coach and at the high school. He led the team to the playoffs, and it was his first playoff, his first year. So I think the bond that he's building in the community and with the youth is going to be very invaluable. We had several significant calls for service. At FTA warrant, officers were on foot patrolling the Jervis Community Park. When they came in contact with the subject, they knew to have a warrant for his arrest. After the officers verified the warrant was valid, they arrested the subject and transported him to the Marion County Jail.
They're violent, is that what you're getting
Bench
at?
warrants that we had contacted or located actually off the traffic stops, and they were either transported to the jail.
I really
or
appreciate that input, because I was
for
thinking
their
a little bit about
bench warrant.
that, but typically it's going to come to the city first. They're not going to send it to the committee, it's going to come to the city, and you could flag it at that point. So that's a good, you know what, that's a really good point. But I would think that
That's basically all. that
if we
had
just
this-
have John
this
do what
month.
it says in
The
there,
officers have been
he
out
would look at it.
about, and again, I want to appreciate
Flags could
Officer
go up
Camacho
at that
for
point. But
This
yeah,
is
definitely something that
being in
we
the
should
schools and also
have a
working with
screening
the-
maybe.
The students is really going to help out, and it also shines a light on the police department and the city. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments about Officer Camacho. I was, had a privilege of talking to him
don't know
about
why any of the
his
committee members
dreams
would
for the
be
kids in the soccer
addressing any
team and
public person
possibly
anyway.
basketball
They'd be
coach
making a decision
assistant. And
who,
he is a
what,
real
and
asset to Jervis.
is something
So
he's done.
thank you, and thank you and the rest of the
It's
officers for
gonna
all that you're
state that
doing.
in this. It's going to say what the process is.
Council, any
And it's going to
questions?
be, letters and things like that.
Not hearing any.
And the
We'll move on to
development is
Kyle,
still in the
Public
work in
Works.
progress.
But I know that other cities, and I'm not going to name them all, they've had success with this. And the mediation and the community, sense of
continue to have,
community and the
couple issues
non-threatening,
with
hey,
their
and a lot of
wastewater
times these
treatment
committees
system.
turn around and help the people fix the
Coincidentally,
violation as a
we,
good
had a
neighbor.
pre-bid
It's a
construction
support
meeting
system that we can give people. Now, some people are going to have attitudes and not want our help, and they're going to be offensive and this and that. But hopefully you will have flagged them, knowing, and I think that it's a good community builder. I do. I think it's very cohesive.
And then the one remaining pump in the
I just want to
series
remind everybody here that 25 years ago, we
So,
did have an ordinance officer
coincidentally, we,
that
needed
worked
to
here
rent
for
a
years.
diesel
So there might
bypass
even
pump
be some
to move
documentation
fluid from
in our
the so they didn't
archives that
overflow.
may be reflecting
Currently,
all
we
the
still have that
items
pumped
that their
in. This time,
responsibility
we have
was
one
as
of
an
the pumps
ordinance
back
officer.
in service and anticipate the second one next week.
I know there's a lot of online information that will help set up the parameters, because again, many cities do it and are thinking of doing it. Some of my mayor friends are like, yeah, that would be, because I'm like, what do you think of that? And they're like, yeah, that'd be cool. It would be helpful.
Before they can get that repaired. One of the technicians
Well,
came
I'd just
down,
like to say,
kind of overrode some of the systems. We're able to test
Lieutenant
it,
West, that,
and it did
We would
perform,
welcome any information
as
that
it
could
should,
help us
but
to
it's still
move this
not
along and
monitoring
try to
it,
resolve these
so
before it actually ends
it
up in
works, but
court.
it's unfortunately
That's what
not-
we're looking to do,
Right
so.
now, we're not.
So,
running
if with that,
automatically, I should say.
I end what I've got to say.
So we're still working with that, seeing if we can't pick up the timeline there.
So
As I
this one
mentioned
is different
earlier,
than what's in the
wastewater
packet.
treatment
Are we to
project
decide if we
is
want to go
active
forward
with,
and if we
bids,
want which one of
by
them?
November 21st. Hopefully, we have a lot of interest.
Yeah,
in
it's
it.
on your agenda
Anything
tonight
creative.
for considering a resolution. So that's up to you if you want to do it tonight, of course.
Yes.
What I just
there was
handed out
a substantial
is
amount of
the
contractors out
draft
there
that I
today of
sent
pre-bid
to
meeting.
the
They came
council.
and were
We
able to walk the facility.
sent it via email last week.
And
So it's some
along with the
suggested
mass
changes.
Notifications that
You
John
may-
touched
you may
on
accept
earlier.
these or
I've
you
been
may
in
not.
Contact with one company. They're putting together some.
Should we
numbers,
walk
but it
through
sounds
these
like,
then before we get to regular meeting so that we're ready to just move if we're going to, save time?
As far as that goes, it's not something that has been budgeted for, so it's something to probably discuss.
What I'll say is what I read here, I'm good with.
Kyle, I need to stop
This
you.
is the way
What
it's written is
exactly
fine with
wasn't
me.
budgeted for? Could you
So
be
if
more
everybody else
descriptive?
can read it.
As John
Do
was,
you have any questions, Ron?
the new
Do you,
website,
do you
he
like the
touched
way
that
that it's
there
written
would
here?
be a possibility
With the
to,
add-ons, the
like,
highlighted stuff?
notifications or text messages.
I see nothing wrong with them.
Say another boil water notice.
And Michael?
any kind of alert like that. There's several companies that offer those services.
Okay, so with what's added here, I say we just move on and go to our,
Just to see
when we
what
get to our
kind of
regular meeting and.
price.
Well, we'll hand our attorney a copy. He'll
Some
be
of it
here
could
at
be fairly
7, just to make sure.
Like I said, it's not budgeted for this year.
Okay, thanks,
You know, it's
everybody.
just something to discuss in the future.
I really think this is gonna
Hopefully we
be
don't
a-
have any more issues
a good
like
thing.
Going forward.
Yeah, and I
We have
really
had
think
two,
that we
though.
can do good things.
Two very, in my two
I want to
terms,
say
we
that I
have
had a good
an ice
experience. We
storm,
had
and
someone
just
come and
had the
complain,
electric storm.
and
So,
I
I
knew
mean, it
both
does
parties.
happen
I
to
went out
journalists
and
if it's
talked to
going
them, and
to.
before we could get neighbor-to-neighbor mediators out, they were laughing and joking, our good
I
friends,
have
good
been
neighbors now. So it's possible
looking
to just
for,
have a
back traders. It's been
conversation,
kind of a topic of
and people
discussion
are
over
more
the last
willing to
several
act if
months.
they know why it offends
I've
you
been in
or
contact
what have
with,
you.
one company that
Thanks.
has a unit. I don't know if you got my staff report or whatever that was sent out. It really seems like a good deal. It's a 10-year-old trailer, has a total of 28 hours. It was about 27.8 when we went to look at it. They did a
If our police
demonstration
department
for
could
it.
make a list of what
It
they
really checks all
feel
the bells.
ordinances would be
The boxes that we need.
going to the
as
committee
well as
versus
having
not,
the
I think that would
capabilities
help.
of jetting and cleaning sewer
if they
lines
could submit
in
it
that, which is
to
not typically
our
found
city
on a trailer
manager,
unit.
you know, because the question was
Is
raised,
well
how do we
within
know
the
which
budgeted
ordinance
amount,
violation is,
and I just, I wanted to talk
of
to
course,
you
danger
tonight
goes
about that.
strict. Go ahead.
Wasn't it like 10,000
Okay,
under
Michael,
budget?
some of that's gonna be
Yes, it's,
decided
it's
right there with
11,000
Mr.
under what
Morgan,
was
before it
budgeted.
goes to the
There'd be
committee.
a couple
That,
of
there, he'll,
additional
do-
expenses.
and anyway, if
Obviously,
there's a
we're
call in
using
that's a
the
hazard,
service
I mean, if something's going on, they gotta go. They're not gonna
I'd
hold
like to
back
ask
because
how
the
many
committee
times you had
didn't
to rent
okay
that
it or something.
equipment
I
at
mean, that's gonna
$5,000
happen.
each time.
So-
Well, some of the cities are using
clear
liaisons.
a couple things, we
Like,
were able
it's
to
usually
rent,
not department heads, but
typically when you
now I'm
rent,
going to
it's about
target you, Officer
on
West.
the
It could be an
length of
Officer West, it could be a
$700,
Camacho,
$1,500.
Kathy,
The
it could be
$5,000 price tag
Rise
crew,
from the police
when there's not a
department
rental
that,
unit
hey,
available,
that's what,
you
you know,
really don't
will
have
serve
many
as an
options.
advisor or get you the
I-
information you
I
need.
was even considering driving
Something
up
like
to,
that. And then they'll have someone for
Washington,
Public
pick up a
Works,
rental
maybe
unit to
Joe or
save that,
Hunter,
but
you know, if Kyle's
called back
busy.
and said it wasn't
And
available.
they're using what's called a liaison.
But
I
will
don't know,
say,
maybe to kick it
there was
around.
Three times over the last.
But
6
that would
months
be,
we've
that would
had to
be
rent it with a
developed
company
in
to run it.
what the committee thinks
What
they
I was
would
trying
like
to point
do,
out to
is how I
Council
would like
Kyle
to voice
is that this is
And
something that
also,
we need to
Spanish
do,
speaking,
because of the cost we've
committee.
incurred.
So how are we
without
doing
having
that?
it.
I know we're going to appoint a
So,
chair.
Just kind of
But
trying to point that
The
out.
application process
Don,
to
you
have
have the
a
floor.
Latino that speaks Spanish might be
Yeah, so I
important.
guess my question would be, so how much training does it take to operate this equipment?
So are we taking applications for
crew
the
that we
regular
have actually
committee
has
members?
a fairly substantial
I
amount of
believe we
time
need
behind
to,
it right now.
yes. We
Every
need
time we've rented it
to,
over the last several years,
take applications, I would say,
typically when it's
for
planned,
3 positions.
clean out catch basins and whatnot, we'll have it for a week, so they have several, essentially several months worth of experience on it. One other thing.
I'm going to get a consensus on this.
Larger water pump. and the
Michael?
jetting Capabilities.
Agreed.
The city
Lad?
typically spends, 15,000.
Junior,
a year
you're kinda
on
late.
utility to clean lines. That would
Agree,
be
disagree?
with this particular unit as well, so that's just a, big bonus there. About
You can,
15.
okay,
It's-
you can also read or catch up and ask questions
A lot of times,
after,
looking
because we're going to have a little bit of a break.
come
And
out
with
a
that,
high
I'm going
budget
to adjourn this meeting.
but
It's
otherwise,
6:27 PM.
any kind of debris in there, so.
Okay, can anybody turn down the heat in here? The furnace is on.
Ed, we're going to have you go out and come back in after 1 minute because we're on a, sorry, we still have 10 minutes, sorry. But if we go off, we wait 1 minute before we come back in. Kyle, I know you've been really busy with all that, but the park lights, they're on hold a little bit from PGE because of the weather and the ground being too soft for those that are waiting for the park lights. Kyle's been on it. It's just PG is backing off for now. I got that email with you. I wanted to let you know. Okay.
Oh, sorry, it's the second one here. Yeah, that was very disappointing, especially going into the darker months. But other than that, if anyone had any questions or.
Yeah, can I have the floor? Yeah, so we've looked into this prior to tonight. We've got a line item budgeted for it. We have the money. We're 10,000 under budget. What are we waiting for then?
Let's get a motion, council.
Well, is there any other discussion?
My question is, we've already budgeted the money for this. So wouldn't it be just a consensus and say, yes, go ahead?
Yeah, probably would be. Okay, so can I get a consensus?
I would prefer a motion if you would, please.
Okay, well
Yeah,
then,
let's make it
if
formalized.
discussion's over, I'd like to make that motion.
Any more discussion? Okay, call for the motion.
Okay, I would like to make that motion to purchase that Cummins power generator. There you go.
I'll second that.
Rob seconded it. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 The ayes have it, and the motion carried, so moved. Kyle,
Outside my house, it's getting kind of...
quit. You're going to get in trouble. Okay. Kyle, did you have anything else? I didn't mean to do that on that park light. I just didn't see it. I'm tired tonight.
That's fine. I was going to touch on that, but that should cover everything for the month.
Kyle, thank you and the guys for all your hard work. It's not going unnoticed. I know you guys are out there day and night. Thank you. With that, John Morgan, we'll go to your report.
Good, thank you. Just real briefly, summarizing what's in here, Christmas parade, we have 5 applications in right now for participants, which is good. So I encourage you to, get your friends and neighbors together and get that float put together, and let's have a grand parade. City County Insurance Services, hopefully we're going to be able to file that insurance claim like within just a few days. Kyle's gotten the final bills to me, and so we'll get that into CIS right away and get those costs covered. Water system improvements, I mean, Kyle's kind of hit a little bit on it. There's a lot more to it as well, where we know that we're right on the edge of our capacity to provide flow and pressure for water for new development, or even the most that we would want for our existing developments. In our water system master plan, there's about $750,000 worth of high priority work that's listed in there, that there is no strategy for moving forward right now. But I have been pursuing this with the Business Oregon, which administers the public works related funding sources, and then also through them with the Federal Rural Development Administration, and they're very interested in helping us financing some of these really needed water improvements. So I'm going to continue to have that conversation with them. We'll come back to you probably in December with a lot more information about what we can do and moving forward on getting those projects put together.
And when you say financing, could you kind of explain what kind of financing you're talking about?
Yeah, there's a number of things that are out there. In terms of pure grants, there aren't many at all for this kind of work. For the most part, it is real low interest, long-term financing for doing this work. However, many of those have the capability to be forgiven within just a very few years. It's very common to have those loans forgiven after the city has shown a good track record of payment on them. So hopefully we can come away with this without a lot of out-of-pocket for the city or for its citizens on doing this work.
Well, and when you say forgiven, so who eats the cost?
State government. Right.
The loan would be from the government.
Yeah, these
Oh.
are government loans. Right. Right. Okay, budget review. Council has been interested in having a really great conversation some evening about the budget and getting into it in detail. We have Marina and Company that's working now, doing their own independent assessment of our budget, and they're going to come back with some ideas and things for us. As it says in the report, I'm requesting that we do a budget committee meeting, and I had said in early December in order to actually have that conversation. The mayor pointed out to me that we really need the new budget committee members before we do that, and so we're going to get up on the website an outreach asking for budget committee or for people to volunteer for the budget committee, and I encourage all of you to push your friends and neighbors into volunteering for the budget committee, probably which would only have 2, 3, at the most maybe 4 meetings between now and June. So it's not a huge commitment on someone's time, but it can be very impactful in terms of how it helps the city work. For those of you new to the council, the budget committee consists of the council and a like number of other citizens. So you are part of the budget committee. They don't meet independent of you, they just meet with you. So I'm not going to push for that meeting until we have budget committee members, unless you really do want to go ahead and do it, even if we don't have those members. And so actually, they all have been approved too, up to now. So the September meeting, I mean, obviously I just got those minutes.
I'm going to hold the meeting now until we get back up on Zoom so that we're in compliance.
I'm not sure I know what's going on.
The Zoom is a temporary status, and we only get 40 minutes. When we go out, we have to wait 1 full minute before we can do it again.
I will tell you that just today, I signed the checks to pay for Microsoft 365, which will give us access to Microsoft Teams, which is a much easier system to use for what we're now paying for Zoom for. Actually, this 40-minute thing is because we're using the cheap free version tonight, rather than paying for a membership to it. But it won't cost us anything once we get this new software up and running. Where was it? It was in Waikiki, in that section between the waterway behind and the beach, yeah. And right by the zoo. Oh, okay, right. I know where you are. I stayed, my wife and I and our 2 older boys, we stayed at a hotel on the beach there. No,
Welcome back, Ed. Okay, with that, we'll continue the meeting. John, did you have more on your report?
No, I just want to point out, it makes mention of the building permit process, where I've been working to try to get that streamlined and working better between all the parties. And that's worked well. And then also, I did attend this meeting concerning commuter rail, and it talks about that. If there are any questions about that, I'm happy to speak to them.
Anybody have any questions about that? Not hearing any. Thank you, John. So that was pretty much it for you. Roger, you're new. I'd like to hear from you, what you've been doing.
Well, I am new, and I've identified a number of things that we need to do from the recorder's perspective. Getting things together for the audit firm. We have been able to move the date they're going to be on site from next week to the 4th of December to buy us a little more time to gather everything that they need.
Are you having a hard time finding it?
I'm about 80% there. It's just a matter of finding out what file cabinet things are in. We've been able to generate most of the reports that they need out of the accounting system. And I'll have those delivered by Tuesday of next week to them. We've got a number of things to get caught up on, one of which, the budget for this fiscal year is completed. It's been completed for a long time, but it hasn't been uploaded into the accounting system yet. So we can compare where we are with the budget as to what has been spent and received. So I'm going to get that done as soon as possible so that we at least have something to look at. It may not be totally complete because we've got 5 months of books to close because there was no one here that really was able to do that. So that is, get the budget in there so we've got something rough to look at, and then complete the closing process. So I've got a schedule for that, and I figure between Abby and myself, it's going to take 43 and a half man-days to do this whole process.
You have a schedule.
Yes,
Is that what that is over there?
that's what this is.
Oh. So at my job, we do it where it's pretty much your time, what your time is? Is that what that is?
It's an estimate of the time it's going to take to accomplish the tasks.
Very nice. Go ahead. So,
8 hours a day, and it's 43 and a half days. And, you know, there's other things that happen. You know, if you think this is going to happen in 43 days from now, there's other things that we have to be doing. So that's just the raw numbers as far as what I think it's going to take to get us there. And it's going to be probably closer to 60 to 75 days with all the other tasks that come up in daily operations.
without the budget being entered, how do we know where we're at?
Frankly, we don't. We can guess, but we don't really know. So we have to have the budget in the accounting software so we can understand how much of the budget has been consumed or collected on the revenue side.
At your priority, I hope.
It is. There's a few things that have to get done ahead of that, but those things are not really time consuming.
First priority is auditors.
Yes.
To get that done.
Yep.
Yep, and then turning to this.
So you've got a plan of action, a corrective action going there.
That's right.
Well done, Roger. Ron, you have the floor. Can you tell us more?
Unless you want to go into some details, we could do that, but this is kind of a work in progress as far as developing the tasks. I think I know what they all need to be, but I'm sure there's going to be something that's going to pop up that's going to add to it.
John?
I don't know if you can answer this question or not, because you obviously haven't been here that long yet. I know you got a long ways to go. But I'm just kind of wondering if you can tell at all by what you've seen so far what the state of affairs of this city is.
Definitively down to the penny, no, to be starkly frank. As far as what I'm seeing, just by the seat of my pants, I've been here, 2.5, 3 weeks? I think there is a good light at the end of the tunnel, is what my impression is.
Well, I'd like the sound of that. Well, keep up the good work.
I will. Thank you for your confidence.
Council, anybody else have any questions for Roger? Michael?
Yeah, I'll wait until Roger's all caught up and has all of his numbers, and then I'd like to hear from you.
Anybody else? Okay, not hearing anything else, we'll move to business from the mayor and council. I'm the mayor, so I'll start. As to the parade, so the permits are on target, John? Okay, and I think you helped with that, didn't you, Lieutenant?
Just a little bit.
Well, it took
Some of the
teamwork.
last
Thank
stuff.
you for working together on that. I also have to announce that State Representative Tracy Kramer will be in our parade this year, like she was last year, and she will be riding with the Woodburn fire truck, Mark Van Loo's antique fire truck. She and her family will be joining us this year. We also have Dave Sears with the Christmas truck coming from the east to come over, and he makes a tour of cities, and he's going to do ours again. Rich Jones will play Santa Claus, and his missus is Mrs. Santa. Data Vision has agreed to be here. Kyle, I'm hopeful that we're getting afloat.
I'm told that we will.
Okay, see, I've had other community members reach out, so I'm really, really excited about it, because we need to do that. There was a request about a Christmas tree, if we could plant one this year. Council?
I am out of room in my yard.
What I mean is, can we buy a potted tree that will be next to the tree? It'll have little lights too, but next to our big tree. And then when we're done, that we plant it somewhere here, going into our Arbor Day. I think we have funds for that. So is that all right with you guys?
It's okay with me.
Okay, and I have reached out. Data Vision has the candy canes. I've talked to Paul and Ken at Mega Foods. They will be donating the tangerines and a little snack cake. But we are in need of more goods for those bags, pencils or treats of some kind. Anybody know anybody that would donate? Oh, I need like last year, you and Linda did Rice Krispie treats or something.
We'll do it again.
Okay, we do plan for about 300 bags. And at this time, I do need to get the calendars out. And council, we come together and we load these bags with staff if they want. But the council comes together. We have pizza and that, or I'll make lasagna again. And we load the bags a few days before. So I would say on December... So possibly, could we do it since it's on December 8th? Could we do it on December 7th? Michael, I know Thursdays or Wednesdays are off for you.
We have a
Oh,
on the
meeting.
7th.
So how about we do it on Tuesday the 5th?
I could possibly.
Would Tuesday the 5th work for you guys? Joelle, you're looking like you might have plans. Sylvia? Is it okay? Okay, the missus said you'll be here. Rob Jr.? Okay. Okay, so that will be set for December 5th. I get off work at 5. What time would you guys like to start doing that? How about 5:30? Can we all meet here at 5:30? And community members, you guys are welcome to come help, but I need a head count for food, so let us know, okay? If you'll be willing to do that, give me a holler. 5th at 5:30 p.m. And anyway, we'll be taking the parade route, meeting at the high school to line up. We will have a live nativity leading the way, which I'm really excited about this year. But we'll come down 4th Street. Kyle, you'll need to close the 4th Street off for us right here. We light the Christmas tree, have some hot chocolate. Mr. Gillen and I will purchase the cocoa mix this year and donate that. And then we'll light our tree and have Santa Claus for the kids. Any questions? Okay, now that I've talked your ears off, how about council? Anything from you guys?
Well, I'll just say that as far as doing those bags, that doesn't take very long. If we all get in here and we get it going the right way, it's real quick, so it shouldn't be a problem. JR's really quick, so.
It's team building too. It's fun.
I'd just like to remind you that tomorrow, if you haven't heard, they're going to assemble on the field goal side, all the people that are going to support the football team. Just cheer them on as they leave.
What time, Junior?
10 o'clock?
1.
At 1 o'clock. They're going to be on the way to Oakland, where they'll play second round on the playoffs. state.
We're going to have to do a proclamation day for these boys. I would also like to invite them to the light parade. I have reached out to Mijo Padron that is going to talk to the coach. And I have also want to let you guys know that I reached out to each building principal to invite them to be in the parade. I'm hopeful that they will accept. But I would like something for the football team in that parade. Does anybody have a trailer they could get on or something, trucks that we could light up or something? But I would like them to be a part of our parade this year if possible. Laura? They're doing a float this year. Yeah, and Bell Passy Cemetery is doing a Peace on Earth float, I heard, and we're going to have a lot of floats already, but Michael, you got a trailer, but it doesn't have edges, does it?
Yeah, it's got rail all the way around. It's 14 foot, and it'll hold 3,500 pounds.
Think it'd hold a football team?
I don't know.
Can you see us now? Or could you see us? Okay, so we have the football team, we have all that. Anybody else from council have anything?
Still on the truck and the trailer.
Oh, truck and trailer, okay.
I have a truck and I've got a 16-foot trailer, but I don't have a rail around it.
Bales of hay.
Hay bales. Anybody know any farmers with some straw? Pardon? Well, let's see. We'll get together, you and Michael, and then we need to get it lit up too. It has to be illuminated. Okay. And please, everybody light up. Let's have fun. Hey, Ed, you guys want to come? Jordan Ramos want to do a float? That'd be kind of cool. Okay, with that being said, council, anything else? Oh, Mr. Lampier? That's true. And we have Junior and John that are veterans here. So thank you for your service. Yeah. Okay, with that, the time is 7:51 p.m. and this meeting is adjourned. Thanks, Ed.
join me. Good evening.
Because he doesn't offer twice.
Well, it's the first time there's been a tie in this room in probably 3 years.
Oh, sitting on the sides?
Oh, anywhere. Yeah.
This is a new audience.
This is this big audience.
Yeah. But you know, we always got like a Oh, that's a Darlington, right? This is Ed Tromke, our new city attorney for Jordan Ramus. And I'll introduce you around. Sure. Would you like?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, let's not start late.
All right.
Pull out my notebook. And I'm not going to remember everybody's name.
Oh, heavens, no. Did you find the place okay? And
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. Came up and down there at ungodly speeds because I stopped to get dinner with my wife.
Yeah, so we kind of did it in. We already had a work session. It went very well.
Oh, good. Good.
And
So you have one at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock?
it was at 6 on topic specific. This was over this proposed ordinance enforcement committee thing. And so they're going to talk about that. In fact, here's the. I don't know if you have the latest draft, which was my.
Yeah, this was the only one that I had. Likely, I said there appears to be, because they can't make that determination.
Right.
Yeah, sounds good.
So that all went in the work session.
Date is October, oh.
Good evening, everybody. The date is October 5th, 2023, and I'm going to call to order our regular session here at 7 p.m. Thank you for coming, everybody. It's just real nice to see so many faces. Some I know and some I don't. Thanks for coming. With that, I will go ahead with roll call because we had a session earlier that we said the pledge at. So roll call, I'm going to call Councilman Harvey, Councilman Gregory,
Here.
Councilman Ramon,
Here.
Councilman Gonzalez, Councilman Ladd,
Here.
and I'm Mayor Gillen. I'm already here. Again, thanks. I love having a full house. Next on our agenda is announcements and addition. The first thing I would like to do is introduce our new team member, Ed Tromke of Jordan Ramus, our new lawyer or attorney. And I'll turn that. This is Ed.
Thank you. Oh, there we go. Oh, I have to hold it. Okay, thank you, Mayor. I appreciate the introduction. I appreciate you folks having enough confidence in us without having really met to hire us to represent you. I probably won't be coming down to each meeting. I will be attending by Zoom calls, but I thought it's always a good reason to meet somebody, shake their hand, look them in the eye. You get to do the same with me and see if it's a good fit. And if it's not, I won't take it personally if you say no, move on. It's all right, because I work at the whim of the council, and I always know that. And I'm also a city attorney in a couple of other cities, and on one of them I've been the interim city attorney for 10 years, and I tell them that that's fine, because when they want me to leave, I'm happy to go, because I'm happy to represent them, but if it's not working out, it's not working out. So it's always about you folks, not about me, and it's about your voters, your electors too. It's the people of the city that are the issue. So anyway, I've said too much now, but it's nice to meet you all.
Well, thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Ed, you are a breath of fresh air for our community. We just love new members. Welcome to the team. Next, I'm going to move to public comment. This is a business meeting of the City Council. The city values and welcomes public input on matters of city concern. Please address the council as a whole rather than individual council members or city staff. Council action on items brought up in public comment are limited by the Oregon Public Meeting Law. The council may direct staff to study the matter and reschedule for further consideration at a later date. Public comment is limited to 3 minutes per person, with an optional 2 minutes for council questions and answers. If you wish to address the council, please come forward to the podium and identify yourself for the record. I would also like to add at this time, if anybody feels disparaged for any reason, I won't stop the meeting. I will simply ask that you kindly get up and go out. And if you'd like me to call you back in, just raise your hand as you go out. Does everybody understand that? I see the nod, so we'll continue. Anybody has public comment, please come forward. I'll look at the Zoom screen. I don't see any hands. Is there anyone on Zoom that would like to make a comment? Not seeing it on the Zoom, I'll go ahead and move to our gallery. Is there anyone that would like to make public comment?
Good evening, Mayor. My name is Douglas Lanfear. For the record, my address is 940 Winfield Street Northeast, Jervis, Oregon, 97026. Good evening, Mayor, City Council, and City staff. I am here as a concerned and hopeful citizen of our beloved city. Today, I want to express my gratitude and optimism as we welcome our new city attorney, Mr. Edward Tromke. The city of Jervis, as we all know, has had its challenges in recent times. Our past experiences with a law firm that seemed more focused on representing specific officials rather than our collective interests have been frankly disheartening. Many of us felt unheard, and trust in our city's representation was shaken. With every ending comes a new beginning. Mr. Tromke's appointment is not just a change in name or face, it represents a beacon of hope for our community. A hope that our concerns will be genuinely considered, and that the city's legal activities will genuinely reflect the collective aspirations. Our collective aspirations, pardon me. I've had the privilege of learning about Mr. Tromke's values and dedication. His reputation precedes him as a professional, deeply committed to transparency, fairness, and community service. This gives me great confidence that he will prioritize the interest of Jervis above all else. As we embark on this new chapter, I urge all of us, including our esteemed council members and city staff, to provide Mr. Tromke with the support he needs. Let us use this opportunity to rebuild the trust and collaboration we once took for granted. In conclusion, Mr. Tromke, I welcome you wholeheartedly on behalf of many citizens like myself. We are excited and optimistic about what your legal advice that your office will bring to our community. May your tenure be marked by justice, clarity, and a deep sense of service for the city of Jervis. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Council, do you have anything? Okay, moving on. Is there anybody else for public comment? Okay, not hearing any. I'm going to go ahead and move the meeting on. Again, welcome. I love having a full house. Welcome to all the Zoom. Laura, do you have a committee report? No update yet. Okay, so we'll move past that. There's no presentations. We'll move to number 8, which is old business. I missed number 5. I was so excited. The consent calendar, which is A, approval of minutes January 5th, 2023, and the bills list for September 2023. Council, do you have any questions first? Okay, we had a mishap with the minutes, but I don't think they were put online yet. But we have the correct ones that we will be passing tonight or not passing. I'll need a motion to do so. It would be a requested action, a motion to accept the consent calendar as presented for October 5th, 2023.
If no one doesn't mind, I'd like to make that motion to accept the consent calendar, approve the minutes from January 5th, 2023, and the bill list for September 2023.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, and before I call for a vote, I'll ask for any more discussion. Not hearing any, I'm going to do a roll call. Councilman Harvey?
Yes.
Councilman Ramon?
Yes.
Councilman Gregory?
Aye.
Councilman Ladd?
Yes.
Councilman Gonzalez? That's unanimous. The ayes have it. The motion carries. So moved. Now I'll move to skip to number 8, which is old business. A Marion County Economic Development Strategy. John, I'm going to go ahead and let you take the floor with that.
Okay, I'll just be very brief on this. The council will remember that at our last meeting, the county's economic development coordinator came and asked for your input as they worked to develop a county-wide economic development strategy. And you decided to hold it over until this evening so that you could brainstorm that and offer any comments or ideas that you may have that would feed back to the county. Now, that falls into 2 categories. One is things that the county might do to specifically help Jervis with any economic development goals. But the bigger question is county-wide economic development.
Admittedly, I'm a little lost on it. Does anybody have any ideas?
So what we're talking about here is that would be for roads.
It'd be more economic development projects. Like the big one, of course, that the county has worked on extensively is wildfire recovery, City of Detroit, Gates, all the area that was severely impacted. As that effort is coming to a close, the county really wants to shift its focus into economic development that might be more job growth in the county, lower unemployment rates, bring new manufacturing in, whatever it might be. And so they're approaching each of the jurisdictions in the county to ask for ideas and input on what might happen, if you have any.
I had kind of wondered about 99 East and Butteville. These are county roads leading into our city, and we see fatal accidents constantly. In fact, we had an officer flip over years back and burn alive because they couldn't get out, and the tractors had, it was just a big thing. But my parents had the road widened by checkerboard. I was wondering, why can't we ask the county to start placing culverts into these ditches to widen the roads? Would that be this committee, John?
Probably not, because that's not really an economic development project.
Okay, that's about all I thought of, though. I would like to go after the railroad, though, and tell them we're not going to
keep their property for them anymore, and if they'd like to sell it at a reasonable amount, maybe find an investor. Everybody talks about growth, but we don't really have the property or the means to go outward. So is anybody interested in that?
See, that would be an economic development project. The county to help financially or politically with the relationship with the railroad to talk about disposition of this land, which, they own all this land out here.
And council and citizens, we are taking and maintaining the property. What Hubbard did was flat tell them, we're not going to mow your grass. And the railroad, being busy like they are, they were really like, oh, don't. Well, when it got overground and they kept getting called and getting complaints, they finally came out and said, yeah, we will offer this land for sale if you find an investor. A realtor bought the property. My mom found this out. It took 2 years, but now they have a bistro. They have several businesses popping up along their railroad property. So I was just thinking in the future, maybe as citizens, we need to involve ourselves. You have your hand up. Are you on topic?
They're going to be looking for places to have lunches and other meals, so I think the development of of the area next to the railroad tracks for bistros or other economic development could be beneficial to the city.
Well, Mr. Lamphere, I will be looking for an investor if that should come to fruition. Yes, I'm just that tenacious. Anybody else? So moving on to the Ordinance Oversight Committee. We had a workshop earlier where we discussed some parameters and how that might look. Ed, did you see a copy of the resolution?
I did, and the manager has shown me a modified resolution. The only comment that I really had was in number 3, where it says the committee will review the alleged violation and determine if it is, and I said if it appears to be an actual violation, but it looks like in your work session you changed that to say it's a likely violation, and I think that that is an appropriate word to use there too. So other than that, I think you're fine. And I read your other modifications, and they looked good too.
John, did you have any questions?
No, I'm prepared to make the motion as soon as, if everybody's ready for it.
Council, are you ready for a motion?
In the matter of time, I'd say make a motion.
Okay. City of Jervis Resolution Number 230-010. A resolution establishing an ordinance and code oversight committee. Whereas it is the responsibility of the city to enforce violations of provisions of the city code, and whereas enforcement responsibilities take up a significant amount of police officer time, and whereas having citizen-to-citizen contact for the initial contact with an alleged violator may be more effective than having a police officer make the initial contact. Now, therefore, the City of Jervis resolves as follows. An Ordinance and Code Oversight Committee, hereafter called Committee, is hereby established. The committee will consist of 3 members and a chair appointed by the mayor with the concurrence of the City Council. Committee members will be Jervis citizens. The council will designate a member to serve as liaison to the committee. The committee will meet as needed. The city manager or designee will provide necessary staff services to the committee. Number 2, the committee is charged with receiving citizens' complaints about alleged code violations. Exceptions are any alleged violation with immediate urgency, such as violations of noise standards. 3, the committee will review the alleged violation, determine if it is likely an actual violation. 4, if so, the committee will cause a letter to be written to the owner and any tenant of the property with the violation, explaining the violation, describing the consequences for not resolving the violation, and ask for voluntary compliance. The letter will be signed by the chair of the committee. Number 5, if necessary, The committee will try through mediation, which may include face-to-face meetings with one or more parties to the complaint, to resolve the alleged violation. And 6, if the violation is not resolved, the matter will revert to the city manager or designee for enforcement in accordance with normal code enforcement procedures. And I guess I need to read that last line. It will be adopted by the City Council of the City of Jervis this 5th day of October 2023.
I'd like to second that motion.
Okay, we've had a motion and a second on the floor, so I have to ask for discussion, but I have a question. Are we going to appoint somebody tonight, and do you have a recommendation for me?
I do have a recommendation. As soon as we okay this or vote on this, I will give you my recommendation.
Mrs. Gregory, would you like to comment? If you stay on point, I'll give you a minute.
In the motion, it stated one or more committee members, and I thought if you went face-to-face, you were going to have more than one person face-to-face.
If we feel that it's necessary, that will happen. It could actually even be a police officer. That's how we discussed it, so, but yes.
We also discussed that we would have red flag system with our police officers. They will see who it is, and if they're a troubled person, then we will get a red flag for that. Of course, we'll be safe. Okay, I have a motion and a second. I'm just going to do an all in favor say aye.
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 Okay, that's unanimous. The motion, it carries, so moved. Now, before I get to the next one, I think that, go ahead.
I recommend that you appoint Doug Lampier as chairperson.
Mr. Lampier, is that something you'd be interested in? It's a non-paid position. Council, with your approval, I will appoint Mr. Lampier.
I would like to tell you why I feel that he would be a good person to handle that job. He has a background in law, and I feel that that's going to give him a great ability to look these things over and explain it to the rest of the committee if they don't understand the law. And I just feel that he would be the best person for that position.
I'm going to add to that, Mr. Lampier. We had a thing happen here, and it came out, and we got together with everybody, and you all handled it so well, mediating yourselves, and I appreciated that you did that without any further issues. And I also know, and I won't say who, but you helped somebody in this city that really needed help in correcting something that was wrong for them, and they were in trouble over. That is so admirable. Thank you, Mr. Lampier. And with that, if I can get a all in favor, say aye for me to appoint Mr. Lampier.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you for
Okay.
taking it, Doug.
So that is unanimous. The motion carries. So moved. And with that, I officially appoint Douglas Lampier to chair our new Ordinance Oversight Committee. With that, this has been an idea that we've thought about for a long, long time. And I had seen a young man this summer walking in the park, and he bent over and he was picking up a piece of trash. And I know this kid since he was a little guy. And I'm hoping, Michael Johnson, you will apply. That's my lead into. We will be taking volunteer applications. There are only 3 spots available. And I'm not sure how that's supposed to work.
Why don't you and I just plan on sitting down and coming up with a way in which we solicit those? And we'll bring it back to the November council meeting.
I have a volunteer slip that I used to do the council. Maybe if I tweaked it and showed it to you tomorrow.
Sounds great.
Okay, with that, we'll move on to the school district drainage issue update.
Well, first I'll apologize that Kyle is not here. He and his crew have put in extremely long hours with some sewer system problems, and in fact, they're pulling an all-nighter tonight to make sure that the sewage system still works. Long story about all of that, but it's been, they've had their hands full for the last couple of days with some pump failures. Yeah, it goes on. So he extends his apologies. So he's not here to answer any questions about this, but I will, tell the council we've been working with the school district. We think that we have a really good shot at getting a Safe Routes to School grant to pay for those needed improvements. What's interesting is the Safe Routes to School people say that the dollar amount is very low, and they think we actually could bundle it with some more projects. So what we really want to do is an extension of the sidewalk along First Avenue all the way down to Alder and then out to Checkerboard, because there's a lot of student travel on an unpaved shoulder there. And if we could do a sidewalk on that full length, right to where that crosswalk is on Checkerboard, we think that would be a very viable project that they would be willing to fund, and we can just really do both of these projects at the same time.
Okay, I will say Third going out that way is a county road, so we would need to talk with Colm Willis or someone
It
over
wouldn't
there.
be Third, it'd be First.
Well, I was hoping we could incorporate the county in because I live on Third, and they cut those new roads right there, Cedar Street and Birch, and it's really dangerous. We've got kids walking across there with no crosswalks or sidewalk at all, and that Third's, like, we had a really bad accident there the other night. People blow through the stop sign, but is it possible to talk with the county on this too?
Sure. Maybe they could be an applicant for that at the same time. Do that, sure.
And on the drainage dish, will you have more of an update about the cost that happened last night in your report?
Of what happened last night?
What our costs are becoming?
Yes,
Will you be updating during your?
sure.
Okay, concludes old business. We'll move to new business, which is a hiring committee for city recorder, accounting technician, and position. We had a work session or a special meeting on it, but there was still some questions, and in lieu of doing executive, decided to just put it out into the public more.
Yeah, and more of a matter of time, I have a motion ready for this issue right now, if so desired by the council. Okay, I'd like
desire
to
it?
make a motion, a motion for the committee for the hiring the city recorder's position. So I make a motion for the mayor to appoint 3 council members to serve as the hiring committee for the city of Jervis, Oregon recorder's position. Number 1, the appointed hiring committee shall make decisions by a majority. The majority is defined as at least 2 of 3 of the appointed hiring committee members. The appointed hiring committee then will review all applicants received for the position. The appointed hiring committee will choose from the applicants they would like to move forward into the interview process by a majority vote. The appointed hiring committee will, by a majority vote, decide on which applicant is recommended by the council hiring for the position. In case no applicant is chosen by the committee, we will put out for an advertisement for the position of city recorder to be repeated this process above until such time as a city recorder is hired.
Any questions on that motion?
I do have one concern. 3 council people meeting together is a quorum, and we'd have to advertise it as an open council meeting. Ed, would you agree with that? Yeah,
Yes.
right, yeah.
We could do that. We did it when we were hiring our pro tem manager, if you want the
That
motion.
means the committee just getting together to go over applications, and anytime they got together would have to be an open meeting. Just be aware of that.
Well, I think if we publicize it and we put it on Zoom, Ed, would that cover us if we do meeting minutes for it?
you'd need to notice it in advance, just like a city council meeting. But other than that, yeah, if you notice it, have it here in a public place that's ADA accessible, and then put it on Zoom. That should comply with the public meetings law.
One more question, Ed. These applications that says they want to see all applications, could they be sent those applications individually to review ahead of time, or do they have to do that in the meeting?
That's a tricky question, because sometimes gathering information can be a public meeting, but as long as there's no discussion between any two members of the committee, I think you can disseminate the information to the members of the committee, but they should not talk to anybody. And that will avoid a serial meeting where if one talks to a spouse and the spouse then goes and talks to somebody, that can get you into trouble under the new law. So just disseminate them, pass them out, but no talking about them until you're in the public meeting.
So quasi judicial rules.
Yeah.
So knowing those parameters, go ahead.
So I'm wondering, you can't do this, I guess you're saying you can't do it under an executive session then? Is that what you're telling us? Because that's what we did last time when we hired Mr. Morgan here.
I didn't bring my public meetings book with me, but if you are reviewing applicants, I believe you can do that in executive session, but you can't speak generally about what you want for the role. So if you want to have if you want to do it this way, it might be better for you to have a public meeting. Each of the members talk about what you want to see in the person that you hire to fill that role, so that the public has knowledge of what you're looking for. Then you can consider the applicants when you look at them in an executive session, but you can't make any decisions about it in the executive session.
That's exactly what we did with John's hiring. So there's the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, I'm going to do a roll call. Councilman Harvey?
Yes.
Councilman Ramon?
Yes.
Councilman Gregory?
Yes.
Councilman Ladd?
Yes.
Councilman Gonzalez?
Yes.
That is unanimous. The motion carries. So moved. Now, the appointing. We're back to that again. I need to officially appoint. Is that right?
Yes. Appoint.
In the motion, it says the mayor I don't either. A mayor to appoint 3 council members to serve as a hiring committee.
The question is, when is the mayor going to appoint the committee members?
Well, we had already discussed 3 members. Councilman Gonzalez had said he would like to be on that committee. Would you still like to be on that committee? Councilman Gregory, would you still like to be on the committee? And Councilman Harvey, you had said you would.
Yes.
I'm not going to argue with them volunteering, because we are volunteers and our time's kind of, debatable. So with that, I appoint Councilman John Harvey, Councilman Michael Gregory, and Councilman Baltazar Gonzalez to the hiring committee for the city recorder position. And with that, we'll move on to a good topic: parade discussion and Christmas tree lighting. Okay, so we need to file for a county permit, and that needs to get done soon. Dave, the Christmas truck, and another person that has asked about a float to be our grand marshal with the live nativity, would like to do it Friday, December 8th.
Council, is that a good day for you guys? Because what comes with this is now I will ask either John Morgan or Chief Chase to file for a county permit. How long does that take? Can we get that process started like Monday or tomorrow? That way we lock it in, and that way we can reserve the Christmas truck will drive through Jervis for us again. With that, I will be looking for volunteers. We're going to do grab bags for the kids. We do have a Santa Claus that comes with that Christmas truck. We didn't use him last year, but I've told him this year we sure could. And following the lights where you light up and drive through in the parade, we'll come down Fourth, and Kyle made our Christmas tree, years back, and I would like to see him watch it be lighted again that same evening out front here on 4th. Is that okay, Council?
Fine with me.
So, all in favor, say aye.
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 Ayes have it. Motion carries. So moved. Now I'll move to the staff reports. A, the police department. Well, the accident the other night, how'd that go? Our officers did a really good job. Marshall and Kathy did an excellent job with the crowd, and it was pretty bad accident out here. Did we ever determine if there was any laws broken during that?
Yes, the driver was arrested for DUI.
I was there, and I'm glad to see that went through. I got to watch our officers in action, everybody, and I'm going to tell you they were very professional with a very stressful situation with this guy. So they did admirably. Kathy was just fresh out of the academy, handled herself amazing. So when you see her, tell her good job, you guys. She's helping keep you safe. Any other questions for the chief this evening? Not hearing any, go ahead, Junior.
I brought this up, the other day about the high school kids not pushing that button to get those lights going. Some do, some don't. I went out and stood away from the crosswalk there, and some kids would push the light. They come on, they cross, and then they kept crossing after the lights go off. They just didn't stop the traffic. The traffic was stopping, but they're supposed to stop. And but the kids didn't. Was there anything that's being done, or I let the kids know that they have to push that button?
An adult that would stop the kids, let them gather, and then hit the button so the flashing goes off, and then they could cross as a group, and then stop kids again, let cars go by, because it's been backing up quite a ways. And so having maybe an adult there as a crossing guard like we do at the grade school may eliminate that problem. I would be happy to talk with Superintendent Stevens about that and to let her know. They used to have a crossing guard there before the lights. And we had the same kind of problem that sometimes the kids would come up and they would each time a kid came up, they'd let them individually go across, and then they come back, another kid, and go across, and so the cars would back up while people are trying to go to work on Black Walnut. And for Jervis, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get out of there is a long time. And so, but bringing a crossing guard back, I think we can make that recommendation or talk to school about it, and I can report back next month.
Okay. That was it.
Okay, we been getting graphs of why you schedule the way you do, but would it be possible to get some schedules, past schedules for like the last 6 months to a year? I just want to do it my own data. It's from to look at how we're scheduling. So I've asked before, and I don't want graphs, I don't want anything, I just want the actuals. Is that possible to pull those reports? You know, your past schedules, who worked when officers, you can even scratch out their names, but I want to know the hours that were covered during these periods of time, because I see your graphs, but the graphs mean nothing if I can't see if they were actuals, there was somebody actually there. So can I please get those reports? Thank you, I appreciate that. Any other questions for the chief? Okay, with that, we'll move on to the Public Works. As you heard, our Superintendent Kyle has been working day and night to fix a water problem again. This is not coming cheap, Jervis. We have only $16,500 budgeted for that, is that right, for stuff?
Well, we have 16,500 budgeted for maintenance. And what we've run into is that we need this specialized excavator machine to do a lot of it because of cables and water and sewer lines being in close proximity to each other, especially communication cables. And so you can't get out there with a backhoe and have any reasonable chance of not actually cutting a line. So they use these specialized excavation equipment. It's in the budget to acquire one, but we've had to rent one twice at a cost of $5,000 each time. So our budget is sorely taxed now, the $16,000 that's available for the maintenance. We may have to come back to the council and ask for a supplemental budget request to move money out of contingency into the maintenance line item. Just expect that will come at some point.
I'd like to go a little further with that. You guys, I really think that it's time to have a very difficult conversation, but a conversation that has to happen. Absolutely. We need to look at our budget, roll up our sleeves, and find where we can make some cuts possibly. Because our infrastructure, what's happened over the years is, I feel, in my personal opinion, it's been ignored. And because of that, we have old pipes that are breaking. It's just life. But we, council, I'd like to do this sooner than later. I want to look at the budget together, and we really need to consider some cuts. So just so everybody knows, that's why we would do it if we had to, okay?
I agree. We need to look at some things, for sure. Whether we have to make cuts or whatever we need to do, but we need to get going on it, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm all for it too, as long as it doesn't involve raising the water rates for our citizens. I think they pay dearly already as it is.
Well, that's why let's look at the budget for a whole. And unfortunately, at time to time, cities have to do an interim budget. They have to make cuts, look at anywhere they can get a few dollars to put in somewhere else. So is it all right if we calendar something like that for a work session soon or a special session? How would you do that?
Just set a work session.
Council, let's do it. Everybody, I'd like to get it done before the holidays. My son comes home from college. I'd like to kind of move it forward. We all have a copy of the budget. Do you guys have your copy? So I'm thinking October.
That's fine. Just pick a night, probably in the middle of the month, and we'll set it.
Well, there's a couple October dates. We need to do that, and then I'm going to talk to council about replying to our city manager about ethics training. So let's get this one first. What dates do you have available, Mr. Harvey or Gregory? I know your schedule is limited.
Usually the third Thursday. If we have our council meeting on the 5th, I would suggest the 19th for the council meeting. I have kept my calendar clear just for these purpose.
With the 12th?
Rob will be representing Jervis at our LOC conference this year. He's the liaison that's going for us, so that's happening that weekend.
Oh, you're over there all week? Oh, okay.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
That, okay, I understand. So I guess the 19th would be the best one?
Okay, Joel?
Yes, 19 be fine.
John?
I can do it.
I'd like to set that time at 6 p.m.
Okay, we'll set it up.
Now, council, we all need to kind of do better with our emails. Our city manager, Pro Tem John Morgan, has asked us several times to pick a date for ethics training if we're going to. I would like to make lasagna dinner for everybody to come to it. I know, Rob, you said you were interested. Junior, you want to refresh our course? Because with this new serial meeting, I think we all need to be there if we can. So could we do that? Michael, I know your schedule's rough. There was a 17th, 18th, or 19th that worked for me. He did email us, and he got very poor response back.
Okay, can we go back to the last one before this? What time did you just say? 6? Yes. Get it done?
So, Joelle, you had said you wanted to. So can we pick the 17th? Michael, I'm assuming you're going to have to watch the video they put out for it.
Sounds good.
Okay. For everybody else, will the 17th or 18th work for you?
Yeah, I think the 18 will work out fine for me.
And this is a casual thing. If you'd like to bring your spouse, just give us a head count so I know how much food to make. Staff is also invited. And Ed, if you're in town, I make a mean lasagna. No, this is a separate meeting. It's an ethics training, and we do have new serial laws. And I had an incident the other day where I was inadvertently put into one. It was an accident, but we really need to understand what this HB 2005 is.
You said 18th?
No, different meeting.
John, can you try to schedule the 17th?
Yeah, I'll need to go back to the Ethics Commission and make sure they still have that evening open.
Could you invite Hubbard or anybody that might want to come?
Sure, I'll reach out to Hubbard and Mount
Donald,
Angel and
Mount Angel, whoever. Invite them all, but get me a head count. I'll disclose. I was accused 2 times to the Ethics Committee, and the thing that made it okay is because I do understand the ethic laws, and when they come, you had better be on the up and up, right? So it's just a training that we take to carry ourselves in a manner that is ethical. And the Public Works, was Kyle have anything else he wanted us to know?
no.
And don't we have 70,000 budgeted for that hydrovac excavator trailer?
I had the impression it was less than that.
Well, we had 50 for the 2 years before, but if I'm going to the budget line, I think it's 70. And I was looking online today. You could get one, but you should probably spend the whole 70. So to get into that would be an issue.
You're looking at used ones?
Yeah.
I think
Kyle's been
so.
looking at used ones.
Yeah, they're used, but you get what you pay for. And with inflation the way it is, that equipment is not cheap. We're going to want to, we'd want to get records on it maintained. I had talked to Kyle a little bit, and I believe he said the budget line was 72. But if we go dip it into that, council, anyway, at $5,000 a rental, that will save money. He's not here, so if you have questions for Kyle, maybe give him a call. And then we'll move to John Morgan's report, please.
I have a couple things I want to add to the report, but are there any questions on what I wrote? I think the council all is aware of these things. We're waiting for a pretty arduous building permit process for the 4th Street project right across the street, the mixed-use project. So it's not out of the ground yet. He's hoping to be out of the ground here in a month or so, and we think it's going to be longer than that before he's able to come out. So we'll just see how it goes. It's a mixed-use project that actually has two parts. One is a commercial use right on the corner, right across the street from City Hall. That's a separate parcel. And then a mixed-use building that has 4 commercial spaces on the ground level and then 8 apartments upstairs. Yep. Right, okay. Two things that I'd like to raise for the council. One is, those of you that have been on the council will remember that we have a pending lawsuit having to do with a dismissal of a police officer a couple years back. That suit is still pending. Right now it is docketed for the November 12th court date. Our attorney that's handling that on behalf of CIS, our insurance carrier, would like to have an executive session with the council at 6:30 on your November 2nd, your regular council meeting. So without objection, we'll set an executive session for that time.
I have no objection, but I would like to ask Ed, do you think you should be present?
Yeah, I'm not sure that I need to be there because you are represented by counsel through CIS. If you do want me to be present, I can probably do a Zoom in and listen, but I'm not sure it's necessary.
I was going to save this part for the end, but as you all know, I have Eastern Oregon stuff, and I wanted to move that, see if we could move that November meeting to the following week, but
There's no problem with that.
Mr. Morgan,
Could we do that?
because I really want to be there for that. I was a part of when they were talking about building that, and this went on for a year. And
Oh, yeah, and it's going to go on. You do have a land use case that night, but it's not that thing that's across the street. It's,
can we move the land use
yeah,
thing
we can
a
move
week?
it back a
What does
week.
the rest of the council feel? Is that okay that the council
No, if
president's
you want to
there?
partake, I will applaud that. Thank you.
So okay, we'd move the regular session, that's in November, is that what you're saying?
That's what I would ask.
And so move it a week later?
Yes, please.
November 9th. Thursday, November 9th.
I thank you guys. I thank the council very much, and thank you, Mayor.
I need to make a motion for that, please.
Can I make that motion? Sure. I would like to make a motion to move the November 2nd meeting to the November 9th, so we can have a full council.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor say aye.
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 The ayes are unanimous. The motion carries. So moved. The meeting will, regular Jervis City Council meeting will now be held on November 9th.
Okay, one last thing, Madam Mayor. Love Inc. Some of you may remember, or some of you very well may not know, that this is a not-for-profit that does Good Works. And the thing where we have worked with them is they will step in dire cases where people are going to have their water shut off and actually paying their water bills if it meets certain criterion. You budgeted for this in your 22-23 budget, so the prior budget. It's a $5,000 agreement, runs from December through December, or excuse me, January 1, it runs through the calendar year 2023, and then the agreement is over. It has dropped to less than $1,000 in the remaining budget, and they are very interested and want to know if the want to know if the council would be willing to bring some more money in and actually increase the allocation of money the council would give to that organization.
We have 2 new members, so I'd like to refresh a memory that, John, I think if we look at that, we were going to have it like an automatic consideration of giving more dollars if the funds went to a certain amount. I'm not real sure on that. But I'd also like to remind Councilor, if you've read your water master plans, Jervis is supposed to have a plan in place to help folks. So Love Inc. is a really nice way. They've done a great job, just as a reminder. I mean, you can always change it, but that is something that we're supposed to do by our own water master plan. I've been happy with them. You guys?
Yeah, what kind of an amount are we talking about?
They asked for an addition, another $5,000 and to carry it through calendar year 2024. It's not budgeted. We would have to ultimately find that $5,000 in the budget and do a movement of monies over probably out of water contingency to cover that. And we do that as we do the cleanup resolutions at the end of the fiscal year. But we'd have to find the money.
John, let me ask you this. If Safe Routes to School is going to perhaps fund what we were going to do over there, my idea was to do that joint grant writer, go ahead with it if we weren't able to help the school in any other way. So if we're able to help them like that, couldn't we take that $5,000 and put it toward this? That would help the citizens in entirety?
It'd be a place to find it, yes.
I think it would be a good solution, and then perhaps next year, if we needed something jointly, we could do it. But then, kind of 2 birds with 1 stone. I know citizens that have had to use this service, and I can't tell you how valuable it is. And I still want to help the school, of course, but since that's already going to come to fruition, it sounds like, Council, would you be objective?
No, I think we should help people out, and that'd be fine with me. I just would want to have all the information as to where the money was being pulled from, and so.
But that way, it's kind of a wash, and we're not dipping in anywhere we shouldn't. What do you have anything else?
No, so what I will do is have I will let them know that we'll, okay, well, here's a question. If they run out of money in this calendar year, and we're unbudgeted, we could go ahead and put money at it now. In fact, we could just do say the $5,000 now. We know where it's going to come from likely, and then we'll reflect it in our subsequent budget work.
Yeah, because I really do believe we're going to have that serious conversation, you guys. I like that idea, having a wash, but helping everybody, both plans working together.
Okay, we'll do it. That's all, Madam Mayor.
Okay, next we'll move to business from mayor or council. I'll start by just saying thank you to everybody for taking a part in our city meetings. It's valuable. If you're on topic, you can always raise your hand. As you've seen, I want to hear from you. What you think and how you feel on matters. Secondly, I would just like to remind everybody that we are going to have some Halloween things go on in town. The Community Progress Team is doing the costume donation giveaway on the 28th here at City Hall. Our Abby and Heather Lagasso will be here to help people with that. At the same time, Sacred Heart will be having trunk or treat. There's a flyer on the front lobby. And so hopefully both of them. But the big one is an add-in from the Community Progress Team is having a parade, a costume parade, and a gift bag giveaway to the kids. They've gotten toys and nice prizes, costume contest, and the details are out there. And I really think it would be nice if our community would come out and cheer them on like any other parade. And we have a donation basket for candy that we can put in the bags. So that's coming up. Also, the Christmas tree light parade. Light up, you guys. Let's drive. State Representative Tracy Kramer has given me, I'm pretty sure she and her husband Jake are going to do a float this year. So if you guys want to join us and help celebrate that light parade, it'll be December 8th, as you heard, but maybe make some plans. And thank you. You got the floor, John.
I don't have a whole lot to say, except I'm happy that we got our committee going, and I think things are looking good for us in the future.
Well, John, there's one thing I missed earlier. You in that thing said, in that resolution said there needs to be a liaison from council to serve. No, a council member it says too. We know John's going to be a part of it. Are you willing to step up since this is your brainchild? Yeah.
Yeah, it says the council will have a liaison to the committee.
I nominate John Harvey. So I'm going to appoint you the liaison, and if you can't be there, just let me know and I'll bake the cookies and be there. All right, and Mr. Lampier, thanks again. Okay, council, anybody else? Rob, I want to say thanks for stepping up to go to the LOC, and I expect to hear what good things have been going on with that. Thank you, being a new member. That's really, really nice. Rob also attended another one. Could you tell us what that was? He's shy, but he did go and meet some of the mayors and council people. So I'm looking forward to hearing what good things are going on.
No, I said what I needed to say.